So now we will talk about the seeds of the universe that exist within the self and from which the entire universe manifests, and which are also the basis of all yogic and tantric practice that relates to changing our energy. So the first thing that must be clear is that yes, indeed, when we look into yogic scripture, then the universe is seen as having manifested out of the self. This has, in previous talks, sometimes caused a little bit of confusion. But so, just to be clear on it, yes, the universe, we ourselves as individuals, in that way, even our ego, is all manifesting out of the self. It cannot be otherwise. The self is the only absolute reality. If the universe would somehow not manifest out of the self, then that means it would exist by itself, which means that the universe would be a reality by itself. But that is exactly not where we stand in non-dual understanding, no. We see the universe as an illusion. But this illusion is still originating with the self. And why is this confusion a little bit there? It is because, of course, when we want to find the self, when we want to connect to the self, then we need to remove our attention from the universe. So that is why we feel, okay, the universe can have nothing to do with the self, because whenever we want to seek the self, we kind of have to shut out the universe and there find that pure beingness, no? That pure consciousness, that bliss. But if in that practice then, again, after maybe meditating and being there centered in our pure beingness, if then again we open our eyes and we look at the universe and we feel that this universe is somehow, let's say, disturbing our feeling of the self, then that means that we still have work to do. When inside we really find the self, where inside really we can join, we can merge with this pure beingness, then when we open our eyes, all that we see is the self. We see it in everyone and everything. And we truly see also this universe as a manifestation of the self, which is then often called a lila, a game. It is an illusion, but it originates with the self. So then the self is experienced inside manifestation, both as outside manifestation. No? The self is not affected by the universe. It is always unchanging, always existing outside of the universe, but also totally inside the universe. It is there in everything we find. But so then in Tantric Advaita we very much try to understand how that happens, because of course that is really quite a magical thing. No? How can from the self, which is like a nothingness, like an invisible cloud, how can this whole universe manifest with all these different kind of energies and these different kind of forms? And that is why we point to the seeds of the universe that are there within the self, because like in a seed, we cannot find a tree. If you open the seed, you will not find like a tree inside, but still we know that from the seed a tree comes. So the same way when we look into the self, we cannot find the universe there, but we can find the seed of the universe there. And actually we find three seeds there, the three seeds that again relate to Sat, Chit and Ananda. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamidam